doves. She fly whisper for a lion to come up. For they keep on attacking the doves. She pray whisper for a lion to come, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Once again, it's on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. You are now tuning in. We thankful, y'all. We thankful to be here, you know what I'm saying, in the historical West End, all checking in, you know what I mean? Introduce my man's rolling with me in this Iowa right now. Who we got with us up in there, Rev?
Son the great, soon be out of the great GR8, the hardcore respondent.
Okay. And who we got up in here also?
Peace to the gods, man.
Yo. Peace, my name is Mike Chambers, Outlaw RBG, Salud.
Yes, indeed. No doubt. Yes, indeed.
Rebel with a cause.
Indeed. And you already know, it's your man Ross Isis. We here building, and you're watching what? The Think Champs. Yes, indeed.
Thinking thoughts.
Yes, indeed. Nah, it's all good. Just pulling something. That's all it is. So we building. We in a thankful mode. We out here, you know what I'm saying, in this Iowa, you know, building on some true topics and real things going on. Lots of things going on in the community, and I got my brethren right here. I want to really let them introduce themselves, let you know where they coming from and how we always unified and what we all about, you know what I mean? Because this is a great union right here when you get to see black men, strong black men that's thinking,
That's right.
unifying, you know, on one cause, you know what I mean? And that's for truth and rights, you know what I mean? Because that's what we all representing, truth and rights. So I'm building my man Suni, you know what I mean? Let him know more about you and what you got coming up, what's going on with you, same way, you know?
First of all, I'm blessed to be here. I've been watching this show for a minute, and I love it. You know what I mean? Because I do music think. You know what I'm saying? When the music that I do, I call it music think, folk hop, and we are giving out the information in a way that the ancestors are telling us, irregardless of what the propaganda that you've been trained to hear and like, that you think you like, is telling you. And we doing that, you know what I mean? I definitely hear from Atlanta under the guise before and after of Malik, Killiam, Outlaw RBG, General, Zulu, Crackers at 89.3, the Rough, Rugged, and Raw Outlaw Radio Show.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Word to Biz, my brother Austin out here. Oh no, my brother new out here. Russ Blade not here. Sam Brown Jr. not here, but they're always here with me. Whenever you look at my page, STGR8 _, you all, when I go live, you're always gonna hear me call out my people. They with me at all times, and you know what I mean? We're promoting conscious music, promoting conscious parties. We're promoting artist development. We're promoting everything that we can that's gonna help build and unify us to be a stronger force against everything that you know watching this show is against you. We got a show coming out October 29th at the Atrium, and we got Emmy Award-winning Tony Hickman, who you know as Nola from Suave House Records, platinum artist with Big Yo is headlining, and we got people like my brother Mike Chambers on there. We got people like Terry Miller coming. We got people like Ken Tex got a Quam coming. We got people like Nubian Bear coming. We got people like Blue Pill from Red Pill and Blue Pill coming. My brother Amun Scorpius Ray coming. My brother Andre 360 Degrees coming. I'm on stage. DJ Tastix, One Arm Assassin later on in the evening. DJ SoulJAH early in the night.
Yes.
Yo, I'm not even finished yet. I'm not even gonna tell you the rest of the cats coming. You know what I'm saying? The Black Circle's in the house. They put it on last year. We came together with Desert Lean Records, my record company, Desert Lean. You know, we can be free. Just to make that happen, you know what I'm saying? We fighting for the freedom and the liberation of the people, always.
Always, you're done.
Okay.
Question.
Yes, sir.
This one of your this your first show?
It's my first show here, but I'm used to doing shows up in Pennsylvania area, Jersey area. We've been doing this for a minute. My Empress is she went to school for event planning, and this is what she do.
Nice.
But she do it with the righteousness. And when you walk into any event that we do, it's gonna be a different world. You know what I mean? And not just because of the news thing that we're giving you, but also because of the environment that we're gonna create for you to enjoy and be uplifted.
True.
It's called the second annual Conscious Costume Party, and we got a hip hop karaoke too. So, you know what I mean? Come with your John or who you want to rock with. You know, if it was me, it'd be Old Dirty Bastard. I'm rocking Old Dirty Bastard. You know what I'm saying? If I did that, you know what I'm saying? But come and support and represent yourself. And when you come in dressed up, you ain't coming in dressed up with no vampires, no ghouls, no goblins. We're coming in as the kings and queens, the gods, the goddesses, the orishas, the netches that we are, the freedom fighters that we are, even the civil rights cats. You can come in, or your grandmother or somebody who is of melanation who then gave you the inspiration to be a better you. That's what we asking you to do in honor of our ancestors.
No doubt.
Or just
I
come
respect that.
dress how you dress, but it's going to cost you a little bit more, you know.
Yes, it did. And I respect that. It's just making them be more conscious of, you know,
Facts.
of their history and who they really come from and what they should be representing truly every day.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
for real. All the people who went through the things they did so we can be here for where we are right now. Because, you know, we're in a serious time, you know, my brothers, you know what I mean?
No.
Our backs as a black man is way against the wall.
Wait.
You know what I mean? And we've been under attack. But now, you know, it's even more attack because they ain't shooting us with guns. They shooting us with needles.
Shot versus the shot knots, y'all. I want to add too, we're still looking for opening artists to come through October 29th. And the artist package is different. You're going to pay $100 to get on that stage to open, but let me tell you what you get. You get 2 original tracks from Relative Key music and martial law music. You're going to get 2 hours of studio time for martial law music. You're going to get 2 hours of a photo shoot from one of the brothers, I can't remember his name is right now, pardon me, it's offhand, please forgive me. But we're going to give you 2 hours of that. We're going to give you 3 podcast interviews across the country. You understand? We're going to help you. All we need to know is that you want to invest in yourself enough. And it ain't the $200, $300 pack. It's $100. And if you got a table to vent $165, come make your money. That's what we're doing for you.
That's big. That's big. Man, and when it's going
I
down
like
again?
that. I like
October
that.
29th, the last Friday of October, at the world famous Atrium. It's black owned. It's a conscious community party. Even if you ain't conscious, come get some of this enjoyment. You're gonna enjoy your time, enjoy this show, and we rocking from 7 o'clock to 3:30 in the morning. It's a whole work day for us. That's how we do.
That's
That
right.
work because it's proper propaganda.
I know that's right. For real. Give thanks. For real.
It's going to be a hot night.
Yeah, it is. That's big too. And we need that. We need that whole vibration, you know what I'm saying? Because that's us uplifting us.
Indeed.
All the way around. I mean, way around the board. That board was so full, Monopoly couldn't even hold that.
Yes,
kid.
sir.
That was a full board. The man got a full contract ready. Man be able to get in the studio and do some work. Able to be on a podcast and put his things out where he can really do what he need to do. All he got to come up and do is show his skills.
Show skills. Come with us. Listen, you also get 2 other people besides yourself in there, and the bill is like $20, $25 if you at the door. You know what I'm saying? We giving away this, man. It's $2,000 worth of product you're going to get for a quick $100. If you bring some other people and they give you some money for that, what, $50? Come on, man. Come handle that. Show us what you got. We'll appreciate it.
That's real. That's real, for real. Man, that's big.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Shout out to Comrade 360 and the Black
Big up
Circle
Comrade.
family. They did it first last year.
Big
All
up
we doing
Comrade.
is,
That's my
is
brother,
add
man.
some ginseng and some henbie to it and blowing that joint up. You understand?
That's real. Big up
It's
on
an L
Rick.
Connect.
No doubt. 360, a good brother too, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Holding it up, you know. And that's the thing too, like I said, the black family is under attack, my brethren.
Yes, sir.
You know. And, you know, people comfortable with it. You know. They comfortable being lovers of themselves. You understand? But you know, and we know that, you know, it's got to be love for family.
Yes, sir.
You know, they forgot that the link, you know, the link is a chain. It can't be broken. That is man, woman, and child.
The true aspect of the Trinity, the true aspect of divinity, because that's how life comes together. Anything else is uncivilized. Truth is truth. Oh, my fault. We're gonna have a banging memorial tribute to my brother too. Facts.
Got to.
Malik Killiam.
Yes, sir.
Salute cheese and crackers.
Dropping bombs.
Boom. He's with us all the way now.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I'm
did
saying?
now. He in the building. You know Malik is here. And that's the fullness of this show too. It's to big up, you know, and respect, the honor, and legacy that my brethren Malik Killiam has left here on the planet for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Because
Indeed.
we have to be the examples of what he set. You know what I'm saying? And that's really us standing up for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna roll some of the clips too, just for a second. You know what I'm saying? We gonna roll some of the clips and let them see some of the things Malik said. You know what I mean? Because this brethren here, he did one episode, right? You remember the episode, right?
Most fire.
The most fiery episode ever on Think Champs.
I think I was here in the background for that one.
Woo.
Yeah. I met Obasi. Obasi was there that day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ken Water was here that day. What? That was fire.
That was true.
I
That's
fell in
true.
love with the Think Champs on that show. Matter of fact. Yes, sir.
Truth on that.
Yes, indeed. Straight bombs. And it was so intricate too, because here what happened. When Malik was saying what he was saying, right? At the very set time, he was just blazing fire, right? You know, we got a fire station around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So these boys was already getting suited and booted,
Right on.
sliding down poles, going to put out the fire that he was setting off as he was speaking.
Yeah.
Sirens going off, ringing. About 2, 3 of them, and they had the ambulance with them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a big one.
Yeah, man. Yo, like, you feel me? Like he used to say, his name was Malik Killiam dropping bombs. So, of course, if you drop a bomb, fire gonna follow.
Fire.
True,
You
right?
feel what I'm
Yes,
saying?
it
You
did.
feel me? He was burning down Babylon. Every word, every breath, every sentence.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Without
Let
partiality.
that fire ring.
Yes, indeed. I love that brother, man. That was my rebel.
Yes, sir.
That's how we always greet each other. You know what I'm saying? Who that? A rebel?
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Because that's what my rebel brethren, for real, from day one. Yeah, I love that brother, man. Always.
And
Because,
the stories.
oh,
Story. The real story.
okay.
Because he was there, not an opinion. He seen it happen.
That's so real.
Man, slap him in the face, boy.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Like, yo, he was, yo, man, the history he had, you feel me, just on various subjects, whether he was a gangster or a god at the moment, you know what I'm saying, from the conscious community, well known, respected in the conscious community, but at the same time, take you to any hood in Atlanta, whether you on Simpset, you on MLK, you Capitol Homes, you Grady Homes, you anywhere in the hood,
He'll pull up.
and he's most respected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because of his gangster.
True.
But at the same time, he had a lot of knowledge with it, had a lot of consciousness, had a lot of righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Like Ross said, he was a Rasta.
Yes, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it did.
He lived up to many codes. You know what I'm saying? Red, black, and green, yo, represent that UNIA, ACL to the fullest.
To the fullest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, definitely was an outlaw
Yes, it did.
on
True.
all levels.
Yes, indeed.
Like
All of it. Yes,
on
it
all
did.
levels.
You said it right
Why he
there.
had the mask on.
Yes, it
You know what I'm
did.
saying?
For
Yeah.
real.
Before y'all was wearing masks, he was
Yeah.
wearing masks.
And-
Y'all
and-
following his trend.
And then the fullness is that Malik was the man who wore a mask to not be seen.
Exactly.
You know, that's what people wore masks for in the original state. It was to not be seen because you was an outlaw. You didn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
You going in to rob a bank, you wear a mask. You don't want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? But these days,
You want to be
Everybody
seen,
was-
yo. You want to be front street.
well, now they
wear
wearing masks too.
Yeah, but.
But now they wearing masks anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So now they don't know the differences. People wear masks to cover up when they're doing something.
Right.
You understand? That's the original way to mask up. You understand? Now they wear masks because someone tell them to wear a mask. So now you don't know who's who from who's who.
But you can also look at it like this too with that mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wear a mask because they don't want to be seen. They still don't want to be seen.
Mm.
They don't want to be seen by corona, by COVID. They don't want to be seen by sickness. They don't want to be seen by illness, by this horrifying disease. They don't want to be seen by that, so they wear a mask. When in actuality, Ross, we done spoke on this many times. The breath of life is air. You understand what I'm saying? You get sick, the quickest way to heal yourself is to get some good, clean oxygen circulating properly throughout your body.
True. Truth and right.
So, to me, that mask stands for micro asphyxiation suffocation killer.
What?
Cause it's slowly micro. You know how you microdose a medicine?
Yeah.
You got that mask on. You microdosing your suffocation.
Every time I put it on, I can't breathe.
Microdosing, cutting off your air.
Deep.
Slow kill.
Deep.
So once again, you're not getting any fresh air in your body, in your lungs. And these are the types of things that I used to hear on Big Brother Malik Killiam's show.
Yes.
You feel me? Before I even met him, I used to listen to his show on 89.3. And this brother spoke so much realness at all times.
True.
Had one of the most popular shows, late night. Started off, well, you know, of course he was on our Nation Time syndicate from the tape deck to the studio during the day.
Facts.
You feel me? Him, our Minister Server.
Yeah. Minister Service said he gave him his start.
You know what I'm saying? A couple more castings like Tony Pitts.
Yeah.
But yo, 89.3 used to have a lot of consciousness up there, and Malik was always on the forefront. You feel me? Always a vanguard.
Always.
Like yo, would speak his mind. Didn't care if you liked it or not, only because it was the truth. And if you had a problem with the truth, that's something you had to deal with yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed. It's true.
You got the problem, not the truth. So, you know, once again, just recognizing, you know, as you was stating, him with the mask, being an outlaw, not wanting to be seen, and now these people today, once again, with this mask, not wanting to be seen. When you look into many eyes behind the mask, if you can even see their eyes, they possess a lot. You see a lot of fear.
True.
Like they almost shamed and scared to look at you. You know what I'm saying? They scared and shamed to make direct eye contact with another man. Like,
I know I'm soft right here with this mask on my face.
I mean, once again though, because of the times we living in, you gonna do what you want. You gonna do what you have to do, or do what you feel as if you need to do to feel safe. To them, that's their safety mechanism. Yo, I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
But don't force your fear on me.
Facts.
Truth and
Facts.
right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, you do what you got to do. If that's what you feel as if you need to do, I'm not mad at you. But once again, I'm enjoying this fresh air because I know it's giving me life.
That's so real. That's so real.
That's
Yeah, for real, for real.
Building on that, the people hiding is the people telling you. The put that mask on in the first place.
Okay.
They're hiding what they doing, and they scared and they running. So they gotta get you in any way that they possibly can. So Kill Billy's plan is to, you know what I mean, human disruption and to get rid of y'all. And so if they can block your breathing and have you block your breathing, it's like slavery. They ain't got to put no fence up. You gonna do it yourself. And on that manhood thing, one thing I know about Malik, you know what I'm saying, he was a father and he was a man. And a lot of times we have to give up our manhood to be fathers.
True.
Not because we want to, but a real good man will look and say, I gotta support my family, I gotta take care of them, I must protect them and provide for them, not just finances, but in life, breath, information, wisdom, knowledge. You gotta do that such and such. But as a real man, you got to fight the system that's taking away the man and womanhood and switching you around gender-wise and killing you slowly, like Mike said. You mean you got to be a man and a woman about it and stand your ground, because if you do that, even if you die, you just showed your children how to really be the people they're supposed to be, and not just give in because you worried about that. Stop worrying about the fear of death. Death ain't it. It ain't over. This is energy. We vibing high, which is why we still alive.
True.
Without the mask, without any of the other garbage, because it's high vibing. They got you in fear. That's low vibration. And that low vibration kills you every time.
That's so true.
Every time.
Yes, indeed. 'Cause that's the thing, you know. Because if they got them fearing, they can control them, you know. But here's the thing. You got to either have faith or fear. Because here's the thing. When you have faith, you have no fear.
Facts.
But if you have no faith, you fear everything. Everything you're fearing.
Yeah.
You fear whatever someone say. Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, you fear everything someone say, right? Because you have no faith. But we know we moving through faith. You know what I'm saying? Because to come here from that seed was faith. You know what I mean? From that beginning, that was the faith. You see your fire, okay? You know what I mean? And that's where we at. We at a time where we moving, like we was that one that was chosen from such time to be here. You know what they call them? They call them the chosen few.
Yes.
You know, that's what they call the chosen few. You know what I'm saying? And that's the time we in. We in the time of the chosen few. You know, because again, we are that nation and that they call Generation X.
Indeed, the unknown.
Right? We're literally in the X realms, you know, because this is what they don't want us to know about and hear about and realize what's real. You know what I'm saying? It's a Generation X. What the Generation X got to say. I ain't talking about Nas X.
Who?
No, not Nas X.
Oh, yeah.
No, not Nas X. I'm
No,
talking
no
about
slide.
Generation
Slope down the double
X.
Old Town pole.
Right? So Generation X is that nation of people who know the truth and was raised up with the truth. Because we had an era where we was raised up, you know what I'm saying, where certain truth was around.
Right.
That's the X that they try to get rid of, you know.
Right. So now check it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I think about that Generation X, you feel me, that unknown, that us, that our generation,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I think of it like this too, right? They called us Generation X because they didn't know which way we was gonna sway. You understand what I'm saying? They knew what they was doing. They knew what they was intending. They knew they would get many. They knew they would get some, but then it was unknown how many, as you stated, of the chosen few would still come through.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
You feel what I'm
Yes,
saying?
indeed. Oh, truly, definitely.
So, you know, so now that unknown, those unknown numbers you see are manifesting in various ways. We got various different organizations,
Right.
communities, gangs, tribes,
Right.
professions, from healers to musicians to physicians to cooks to, you know what I'm saying? So many different chosen few.
True.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? So now we're at a point where we all starting to come together, even in different parts of the country, even in different parts of the world.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that Generation X is really like, we was the last of like, alright, you know how people talk about this the end of time. This the end of time. We've been hearing this the end of time since the beginning of time. When I think about that, I think about all the different times I have seen ended. Right? Think now. We come from an 8-track, from an 8-track to a record player, component set, tape deck, CD player. Now we on some digital streaming. We done seen a lot of different ages.
That's true.
We done seen a lot of times right? Our ancestors, as we were stating, dreamt of us, had dreams of us in the future, seeing these, my grandchild gonna see this change. I might not see it, but they gonna see it.
True. Right.
So once again, Generation X, we done saw a lot of change. You got a lot of elders who ain't made transition to the digital.
That's right.
You feel me? You got a lot of youth in the digital who don't know nothing about the analog.
Nope.
No.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
So once again, that Generation X is really at a good point, because once you don't know and you know that you don't know, now you can learn anything. Now you can gain infinite knowledge, like on the real, like.
I see what you're saying. For
You
real,
know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? So that X, you could really build on that, expand on that. And it's like crossroad, like it's going every direction. You understand what I'm saying? So that
That's
energy
real.
is like flowing, and it has the center.
True. For real.
You know what I'm saying?
When you make that connection,
Yeah.
that X becomes an infinity sign.
Indeed,
That's
indeed.
true.
So make that connection, keep that energy flowing, keep that high vibing going. You know what I mean? And keep your ancestors close to you in your thoughts and your words, and know that they're watching your actions. And you represent the universe, they're gonna represent you. That's what it is. Every time.
Yeah.
That's real. Yes, indeed. That's a beautiful thing to be even in this time, like I said, you know?
It is.
Because when you look at it, it's all going to boil down to knowing the direction. You know what I'm saying? And able to follow the direction. You know what I'm saying? That's what we grew up with, following directions. We didn't follow people.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have followers.
What?
You know what I'm saying? We just knew how to follow directions to get things done. You know what I'm saying?
To be
And,
unique.
and you know, it took time to learn that, but that was really the fullness of life, you know, is to be able to follow directions, because it's a direction we all going. You know what I'm saying? But you follow the right direction, you're going to get to the right destination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? So that's the time we in. We got to be able to follow the one who has the direction of a thing. You know what I mean? Not just follow someone just because they got a whole check on them, a blue check or something, you know.
Right.
know.
Just cause we following them cause they already got 2 million followers.
Right.
You want to know what's so interesting that they are in there.
You know?
Come on.
But you know, Ross, like you were saying, right? We come from an era of following directions. You know what I'm saying? The elders used to give us instructions, directions, what to follow, what to do to make it through this life.
Yes, indeed.
Right?
Yes, indeed.
So I've been telling my children, everything right now come with directions. You books, if you buy something new, the camera equipment, how to set up the mic, everything came with directions.
Yes, it did.
You feel what I'm saying? Unfortunately, people don't want to take that time to read the directions. Yo, I witness people make mistakes all day long. not reading the directions
That's
right
all
in
it is.
front of them.
Yep, don't want to read the directions.
So
That's the last thing people want to do.
you have to get back into reading the directions now.
Mm-hmm.
With them wearing that mask, they just follow the directions.
Just follow directions.
But they ain't reading the directions. You feeling what I'm saying?
Indeed, for real.
They following, but you ain't reading. Once again, we came from that era. We was reading. We was reasoning.
Yes, indeed. And it's a beautiful thing, wasn't it? Because you could be what you was, but you came to the reason we call it building, ciphers. For us to get to the truth
There you go.
of a situation and the reasoning and the sound, you know?
There you go.
That's all it was, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Because the realness is the Most High said, when two or more are gathered, I am there. You know what I'm saying? Like the Brethren said, two more gathered in his name. Truly, but when two or more of us is gathered, still the Most High is with us. Because we able to reason on a thing and get to a clarity of one thing, to get to the truth of a thing. Yeah. And it all comes through us building. And that's what we did. People could be Muslim, people could be 5%, Rasta, Christian, you know what I'm saying? But none of that mattered.
You got to share that knowledge.
The knowledge was being...
Everybody was there to gain some knowledge. They was there to gain some understanding.
It's true. It's true. And that's what it's about, you know what I mean? So I'm thankful for that era just to even be in that time. You know what I'm saying?
Last one just left.
And look, like even to be here in Atlanta, once again, 93, 94, 95, 92, you go down to the underground, you go to the flea market, and they had the booth set up with the books and the videos, and you get all the historians.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Listen to me. You get all the black historians from John Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, I mean,
Yes, indeed.
Francis Quest,
Yes, indeed.
yeah, Dr. France, like, so many that I'm like, name them.
Yeah, it was there.
You name them, like,
Yeah.
And so the one.
you feel me, just scholars. But at that same time,
D-
too,
D-
listen to this, at that same time, too, you had you had multiple sides of that, right?
Multiple.
Right? You had some Nuwabians down there. You go right down the street to SoulJAH, you always had the Hebrews.
Hebrew Israelites,
Right?
yep.
You had the conspiracy theorists. You had them white boys coming out talking about the government, the first whistleblowers, so to speak.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's real.
Like, we came from an era where we was getting knowledge, as you stated, from all religions.
Even the music.
Yeah.
Yo, come on,
This
man.
is the first time in the music, in the urban music time, where there is not an inspirational individual. And when you gave it, when you got it in Kendrick, you got it. They got it in boys got it in.
Listen.
They got it in these two. But what did they do? They gave them the most awards and they made the most money, and then they shut that down.
Listen.
They shut it down.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? So we
Real
don't have
talk.
music.
I don't even think we be having this conversation without hip hop.
No doubt. No way around it.
You feel what I'm saying?
No way around it. No way around it.
Because the information we received on
True.
it,
Yeah.
every artist was conscious.
True.
At some
No
point.
doubt. Yeah.
Even Red Hat
Every
Kid,
artist, like you said.
like 3 conscious joints on his
artists
album.
was conscious.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yo, so you had to learn, because these rappers would speak about things. They talk about Africa. They talk about red, black, and green. They talk about King Asiatic. They talk about Haile Selassie.
That's
They
true.
talk about anything black, everything black.
That's true.
Black economics. Talk about Marcus Garvey.
It's so real.
They
It's so
talk
real.
about Noble Drew Ali. They talk about Moors.
Yes, indeed.
Golden era.
They would talk about Mansa Musa. Like, they was just bringing knowledge upon knowledge upon knowledge. So if you was listening, your mind had to open. First your ears open, then your eyes open.
Yep.
Then your mind open, then your third eye open, and you started searching. And that's when we come across the ciphers.
But they never even heard the beat drop yet, though.
Man,
None of that mattered.
It did.
Remember
matter.
that?
It did.
Remember that?
It did.
Remember that?
Nah.
When the beat didn't matter, as long as the lyrics was on trash.
Did you hear what he said?
Yo.
Yeah. Did you
That
hear
was
what
the
he
word.
said?
Did you hear what he
Not what he
said?
looked like,
What he
not what he
said?
dressed like,
What he
not what he was,
said.
not how his flow was.
How many
What
albums he
said.
sold?
He came out his mouth and said that.
I said, what?
I can't listen. I don't care what the beat even sound like at that point.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
We living in an era where it's that it doesn't matter what they say as long as that beat come on.
They're in the trance.
So
Yeah, that's a
I'm
trance.
like, how does that ever? Because we come from an era where lyrics really mattered.
Yeah.
Like MC lyrics
Still
really
do.
mattered.
It did.
You couldn't even be in the studio at them eras in time,
No,
or yet alone thinking you're gonna perform anywhere.
anywhere.
What?
Saying even half the things these guys came out with, even in their first verse.
They would have shut the mic down, kicked you out the booth, and said, "Don't come back here."
Is that
again."
that
Yeah,
what-
for real.
Until
For
you
real.
like
They would-
like
They
literally?
take the mic from you. Like, yeah,
You
get
can't come in
snatched
here
over.
doing
You
that.
ain't expecting
That would be
that.
the whole reality. You
That's-
can't come in
that's
here and do
right.
that. Sorry.
Yeah,
We're not going to play it. We're not going to entertain it. Sorry. We have children.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to play the stupidness because profanity and all those things wasn't even allowed.
yeah.
Nah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
You know, a couple of them got away with it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the
Right.
day, we were all about lyrics. So when you really dropping the real lyrics, you ain't had to really go through the profanity and all that. We knew that.
Right.
We knew that as conscious MCs from way back.
Way back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no game. It was like, okay, so you that's what you got? All right, but you can't really rock with us right now. You know what I'm saying? But I see what your style you want.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It's nice of you and all, but
You know what I'm saying? That's what you got. So you ain't get, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know,
Yeah.
that's how Outkast and the men they got in. Because they was actually saying something.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you had to respect Outkast no matter what. You know what I'm saying? From the A or not. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You had to respect them. Goody Mob the same way.
Yeah.
I was coming from the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Reading, PA, 6 Ward, Zulu. But even there, we grabbed and gravitated on to Southern music because we wasn't New York neither. You know what I mean? And New York, it was constantly saying, you know what I mean, you ain't us. So we got pushed to the side too in the surrounding states. It was just because we wasn't there. So it made me gravitate to, okay, well, what are you saying in the West? What are you saying down South? What are you saying in the Midwest? So as a lyricist, I would listen to what they were saying. And I was telling them like, yo, you don't understand, this right here is it. And music is so important. Like he was saying, we're bringing this up about music and the importance in it because it changed everybody's life. It always does. Even the music you listen to right now is changing your life. It's influencing you. The term music starts, the base of it is muse. And that's influence. You know what I'm saying? So the muse that you listening to, which is why I call what I do muse think. You know what I mean? If it ain't having you think about what you're doing or what's happening to you, then it's just using you and throwing you around like a puppet.
Right. That's
You know what I'm saying? And we ain't having that. We didn't come up in that era. And as elders, we're not gonna let that happen. You know what I'm saying? We respect the fact that, like you said, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay. But you can't do that over here. And we need that. We need that coming forward. We don't need to go back. We need, we need to bring that forward into where we're at right now, and it's so much easier for y'all. Y'all can just Google it. You can hear what I'm saying in a rhyme and not know what I'm saying, and Google that word. Excuse me, and find out exactly what is going on. And from that point, that's how we learn. We heard X-Clan. We seen X-Clan's albums. We've seen the conglomerate of every sign and religion on this album, Exodus. We didn't really know. We heard what he was saying, but you know what we did do? We looked it up. Chuck said something about Denmark VC. I was like, who? Then I looked it up. And then I was like, oh, because I could read, and it was important. And so once I did that, I was influenced to say, no, we have to do something more. I can't just be sitting here saying these things for your entertainment while all this is going on in the world. You know what I mean? And we have to have control over that. We don't have control over that. So now they telling everybody to say whatever it is you want. They telling you. They pimping Lil Nas X. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
As a person, I feel bad for the young boy. You know, as a person, his brain ain't even developed, and they got him. You know what I'm saying? You got him doing all kinds of stuff that you can't never come back from.
That's true.
You dead. You know what I'm saying? But as a conglomerate, the enemy isn't him. The enemy is the cats pushing, promoting, directing, and funding that shit.
That's true.
You mean I'm not here to have that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to condemn anybody for what they doing. I'm here to, any of the artists. I'm here to bring the fire and the pain to those who are causing the anguish and the disgust in our communities.
Yes, indeed.
Through this music. And it's propaganda, bro.
Yes, indeed.
Everything that you see and hear in the TV and the music, on television, in the movies, is propaganda.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, even on the same note, you know, it's like it's controlling the mind state of the young men and women, you know, is into this whole low vibration, you know, that, you know, our people never really been on ever. You know. This is the most lowest we ever been. You know that, right?
Back against the wall.
Like I'm saying seriously, for real. Let's be truthful, like for real. Because we never really wore our pants like this and was at a low vibration like we are as young black men are right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ever in creation, we knew traveling and moving, we had our things tailored and things had to happen properly to move, you know what I'm saying, and set a certain order, right? We knew how to move in creation, you understand? We knew we had to have pockets to put things in, and we had to have a belt to wear on our pants, and you know what I'm saying? Like you literally had to have a belt. Like if you know your pants was loose, you needed a belt. You wore a belt, like, you know.
You can't fight with your pants down there.
In this time we living in, hey, what's going on, my bro? You good? You can just go over there and talk to someone. You good? Bless her. So we living in a time where we in our lowest state. You know what I'm saying? As far as how we moving naturally as a people, we never moved this low. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like we have to reach out to these youth, you know, to let them know what we really stand for and what we really coming for. Because at the end of the day is they have to know that our characteristics way before we came here, you know what I'm saying, as slaves or however they want to take it, when they stole the African from Africa, he and she were very intelligent human beings. Right?
Very.
Everything you got came from
Very.
them, us.
You know,
Now.
but you know, really look at what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Despite some of the quote unquote technological advances as a man, and when I say man, I'm speaking man, woman, and child. And as a man, I'm saying I wouldn't be a man if I didn't come from a woman.
Truth, right.
You feel what I'm saying? So all of us come from a woman, period, point blank. We can't get here without that. So now, going to the low, right? Malcolm X said, when you're holding a black woman, you're holding the future, right? All right. If you go and look at what's been going on past 100 years and how they have intentionally been separating us as a people, but most definitely separating the black man and the black woman on various levels.
True.
Drugs definitely being used, our education, our jobs, whatever titles they may throw out. You understand what I'm saying?
True.
There's so many different ways of separation. Now, when the drugs hit, it reduced us to one of the lowest of the low, right?
True.
Now, they already took away most of the elders. So we didn't have those proper directions or proper instructions not to be given, right? So earlier, Ross was speaking on CDC, Center of Disease Creation, and also FDA, Food and Drug Administration.
Yes,
so
sir.
when you have these drugs, you have these controlled substances. You have these substances. Whoever are on these substances is under your control.
True.
Food and drug.
Right.
They mix the food with the drugs, even in they joint.
So now,
For real.
RZA, going back to how we learn in hip hop.
Yeah.
RZA from Wu-Tang said, before they enslaved us, they studied us for 54 years. Not to mention, we weren't the first slave. They enslaved themselves. They enslaved whoever. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, yo, they non-biased when it comes to the destruction.
Right.
Like, yo, like real talk.
That's real.
All right, so know who you dealing with at all times. Once again,
Ain't
just
your
what Big
friends.
Brother Show used to build on. These are some of the bombs he would drop constantly. These are some of the
Always.
truth.
Always.
You feel me? This is how we would think thoughts, right? Because you had to be thinking to be close to Malik
Had to be.
at all
constant.
times. And that's
Yeah.
about yourself, your people, your health, your wealth. He used to talk about Blacktown. You feel me? Various things, nigga news, network. I'm speaking on this because those are the things we need to raise us back to a higher vibration. Once
Straight
again,
nigga program.
when you look at us, now, I love us on all levels. I go outside, I build with the homeless out here.
Truth and rights. Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna go inside the business spots, I'm gonna build with the businessman. I'm gonna buy some bean pies from the Muslims. I'm gonna talk to the Christians. I'm going inside Soul Veg with the Hebrew Israelites.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm going down to Tassilis, we're gonna build with the raw reality. Yo, I'm going right over here to the sanctuary right next door.
True. For
We're
real.
gonna do the Monday mantra. Like, yo, I'm building with the black communities because it's strength in numbers. And once again, there were so many different tribes. Even when you go over to Africa and you speak to them first, they don't say I'm African. They're gonna tell you what tribe they from.
That's true. That's
Then they may tell you what country after that.
wow, for real.
You understand what I'm
Yep,
saying?
that's true.
So we at a low right now where we lack so much identity here
Fuck.
that anything they tell us, because they stripped all knowledge, anything they tell you now, you're gonna, hey, you a thug, you a gangster, your pants should be down, yo, your hair should be pink. Yo, I ain't mad at Lil Yachty, right?
Yeah.
But when he came out with that fuchsia hair,
Yeah.
you know how many grown men I saw follow that?
Wow.
Now, once again, if you study us through times, we've been a very colorful.
Yeah.
We come from color.
That's true.
So we've always used that to express in many forms of art. Whether the food be colorful, the painting be colorful, the music be colorful. Cool, that's understand. That's understanding. Once again, know where it come from.
True.
Know the direction it's gonna take you. Know the directions that's given. Why you doing these things? Why you got these tattoos? Why you got these tribal marks?
Right.
Right. True.
Don't just do it because it's trendy, because it's a fad. Don't just follow.
Too
You
much
know
of
what I
that.
mean?
Yeah,
What
that's
it's
true.
doing.
So we done followed so much right now that it got us at a low. We done follow the alcohol, we done follow the drugs, we done follow the bad eating habits, we done follow the bad religion, spiritual habits,
We followed them and started using drugs.
deaf culture.
We wasn't using drugs.
Nah.
That was
That part never was in the game. Period.
The
We
drug
never
use.
was on any drugs at all.
The drug use and the pill use.
These
came up
youths is
with
doing so much
Boy.
drugs, brethren. So much drugs. It's ridiculous. And that's another thing too. It's stagnating the program. because a lot of our youth is getting strung out on these people drugs.
Right.
You understand? And it never was like that before us, you know? In our era and time, we knew that all drugs was not for us, you know what I mean? We just dealt with herbs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We smoked our weed, you know what I mean? But the end of the day is, we knew drugs was their thing.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. Like I remember some of the early hip hop songs where they would say crack is whack.
True. That was a regular
You know
slogan.
what I'm saying?
Crack is
Like
whack.
we say about succotash,
Like
selling drugs to the brother man, not the other man.
Yeah.
True.
Succotash.
But
For real. That's what's
just to be a drug dealer back then was not something that was praised and glorified like it is now.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Although
True,
doctors
son.
are praised and glorified and they selling drugs.
Biggest ones.
You know what I'm saying? They get the patients hooked on so many different drugs,
Yeah.
which is now why you see so much pill popping going on.
Yeah, that's
Because
indeed.
as you stated, that's not what we was on. You have to be prescribed or introduced that
True.
by someone. Really a doctor or someone who has access to a doctor who got access to this shit to get you hooked.
That's literally their job as drug dealers. They don't make the drug, they don't manufacture the drug, but they're going to tell you and give you the order.
Right.
They're ordering you to take this drug and put it in the fear in the
So who is the biggest drug dealers? I would say it'd be the pharmacy.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You know, the pharmaceutical companies
Yeah.
are the biggest drug dealers.
They the plug.
They
You know,
pushing all the
pushing.
drugs. They got every drug in there, right? They got
Doctors
drugs.
is accountable.
Yeah, they got all the drugs, right? And then you got their partners, which is the FDA,
Right on.
which is the Food in Your Drug Administration. They making sure you get food in your drugs too.
Because they have to approve it. It has to be approved by the
Yeah.
FDA.
So here's the thing. So if something grows natural on a tree and fall off, FDA didn't prove it, you're not supposed to eat that,
Wow.
Yo,
because FDA didn't approve it, right?
Like they go.
He got to come in and push his drugs in it and make it look pretty and sit on the shelf for a little distance in time, you know, look shiny.
look, once
Yeah.
Alright, so check it once again, right? Going back to Generation X. We one of the last generations who could run out in nature, find plum trees,
Talk about that.
grapevines,
Yeah.
pears, peaches,
Yeah.
wild berries.
For real. Yeah. Mulberries.
Yo, come on, wild weeds that we chew on to get water out of that.
That's true. That's true.
We would pick the plums up off the ground because we know they ripe. We know they the sweetest.
That's true.
We
That's
used to do that.
That's real. That's real. We the last of that, for real, for real.
Yo, we didn't need nobody permission for that.
Nope.
We ain't know nothing about Food and Drug Administration back then.
None of that.
We just knew this was a grape, this a plum, this a pear. It's growing naturally in nature.
Yeah.
Wipe it off on the shirt, ain't no pesticides, just to make sure
Right.
we good.
We good. Yeah, and knew that was good eating.
For real.
Yeah.
And never got sick, no kind of ill side effect. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never that.
The only side effect you're dealing with is the cleansing of your body.
Which was natural.
Natural.
It was natural.
That's true.
And there ain't even no side effect. That's just a natural act.
Fact.
That's supposed to
Now they can't even do that. Now they full of shit. That's what it is. It's stuck. I ain't even
Now, before we go, what's up with Malik music?
Yo,
That's real.
That's it.
Malik has a lot of music.
a lot.
So, last time I spoke to his family, you feel me? They are in possession of the majority of his music. As they should be.
Yeah.
Because that's the legacy that he left him.
Right.
That's right.
So, you know, there was some talks of putting past radio shows, because
Yeah.
we used to We used to record the radio shows, right? All right. He used to say from the tape deck to the studio. All right. So cool. Boom. When I got my CD burner, I used to take the CD burner down there, and we used to burn the CD. We used to burn his shows to CDs.
Oh, back in the day, I know them times. Yeah, for real.
So, they got a couple of 100 CDs of his radio show.
Oh, that's hot. That's
raw.
You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully soon you'll be catching the Outlaw Radio podcast.
That'll be
Streaming on all platforms, and it's just gonna be his old shows. You know what I'm saying? He was on the air close to 20 years.
20 years.
So it's gonna be his old radio shows where you're gonna hear a lot of things you're gonna hear going on now. He spoke of back then.
Right then. That's
You
true.
feel me?
That's true.
So hopefully all that'll be.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? Just taking the proper legal steps.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Also with the music aspect, I know on our behalf from Desert Lean Records, we are committed to whatever the family wants to do with the music and putting it out and letting the people hear it. Because you got to understand, this God, my God brother, you know what I'm saying, he was so talented, he ain't had to write it down. He just will go in that booth and tell you what the ancestors told him to tell you and give it to you right. And if he was caught up in the technical aspect of rhyming or doing this and then you lost anyhow because you ain't hearing the message he gave. And he always blessed you with a message every time he touched the microphone. He would freestyle at the radio shows, and cats don't even want to go after that because he done said everything how it was supposed to be said, and we was listening too. We was getting the education while he was speaking. You know what I'm saying? I distinctly remember times he was like, y'all ain't gonna rhyme, and we was like, and say what?
But at the same time too though, you feel me? He would inspire.
Yes.
Because cats would call in.
Yeah.
While he freestyling.
Yeah.
And be like, yo man, can we get some of that?
Yeah.
And he let them freestyle live on that.
That's my story too. He brought me up there on that. Myself and Biz, word to Biz Bronze. You know what I'm saying? He brought us, we was both listening to the radio show from two different separate radios at the same time. And we call each other up like, do you hear what he's saying and what he's rhyming about? Yo, he said you can call him up. I said, we can call him up.
Yes, sir.
What's the number?
445238989. Cheese and crackers
Cheese
on
and
the
crackers.
line.
If you ain't say crackers when he said cheese and pick up the phone, you gonna hang up the phone. You know what I'm saying? Hang up the phone. Now get it. Cheese, crackers.
Yes, it did.
Because you could say nigga all we wanted on the joint, but it was a problem to say cracker. So it was cheese and crackers. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna say? We're supposed to go with the cheese.
That's right. Gotta keep that balance.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but he called us up and he told us to come on. He said, hey, you like, come on up here. I said, come on up here. Matter of fact, he was the second person to play. Shout out to what's my man name? Man, my fault, my brother. I can, you know what I'm saying? He got a show right now and he's rocking. But he played. He had a music store, but he was on 89.3 as well. Vic has he played the song first, but Malik played it every week, or at least every other week. He was constantly playing my music, and so that if music wise, I owe him all of that. That's why our record company is dedicated to making sure that they go out. They don't have to be us, but when you go and hear his music, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Facts.
No doubt.
And that's what it is. He's gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? Forever.
True.
Forever.
Yes, it did.
Shout out. Right there it says, you know what I mean, in memory of Malik Killiam. In honor of Malik Killiam, pardon me. In honor of Malik Killiam. It was done by Tex Johnson. He do amazing work on this, but you know what I mean, this stayed with me all the time. So he with me all the time. You see me on stage, I'm probably gonna have this with me on stage, or it's gonna be real close because I need my brother with me. That's my inspiration. That's my coach. Facts.
No doubt, for real. Gotta represent. Yeah. Nah, Malik was serious. He also had people calling, even from jail and prisons too, man, during them times too.
Well,
yeah,
You know what I mean? You know.
Fought for your freedoms.
Like, yo, that's the only brother on the radio who would start off his show giving a shout out to all the comrades in the U.S. State Penitentiary in Atlanta. Right? He give a shout out to Picture Man. I still remember some of the names, right? Yo,
he was tired me.
Yeah, you feel me? He would read the letters
Wow.
from the inmates.
Deep, yeah.
And if they got a chance to call, he would accept their he would accept their call live on the air.
Wow, that's deep. No doubt.
Yo, you feel me? Because you had to accept the call. This is an inmate from the do you accept? He would accept their call live on the air.
Wow, that's hard.
Anybody who been locked up and know that phone call charge.
Yeah.
The phone call charge is something serious.
You know?
For real.
And then the brothers from the station who used to go back to visit would, I'm not going to say they would be mad, but you feel me, they would say, yo, Malik, every time we go to the pen, they asking about you. Where you at? Why you ain't coming? You feel me? Because he was the one who showed them love. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. No doubt.
You feel me? Some real, genuine love, like he said, every week. Not just, okay, I'm going to promote you now. And then, no, if you had a message and your message was solid, he will consistently promote you. The same way they do the programming right now, where they consistently push that bullshit on you.
Every day, all day.
Non-stop. This morning, I'm dropping my daughter off. She had this hair appointment. So I'm scanning through the radio. 10 o'clock this morning. Every song on the radio, they sing about sex. Yo, we even come from an era, peep this. Hip hop used to be 1 hour on the radio.
Right.
On Thursday night or Friday night.
No doubt.
One DJ would have a 1 hour mix show.
Period.
And that was all across the country.
For real.
Yep, that's real.
1 hour per week. You get lucky if you found some off-brand station or college radio or, once again, community radio such as 89.3 who let the people bring their own music and play the hip-hop, and it started to grow.
That's true.
You feel what I'm
Yep,
saying?
for real.
But hip-hop was 1 hour, yo. It wasn't constantly 24 hours this bullshit in your ear.
Never. We couldn't get that.
They recognized the power in it just off of that alone, because it changed the lives of the people in just 1 hour, to the point where even Hillary Clinton was talking about, we recognize how strong hip-hop is. We use it like a pawn in the chess game when we go across other countries. And then 3 to 6 months after we take this revolutionary group, just so happens that revolutions start happening. Why? Because they know the power of the word, spoken word. And I mean, it's the word that created everything.
That's true.
And there's more words in hip hop than there is in any other genre of music. So we're constantly giving it to you, constantly speaking the word all the time. So that's why they have to have control. And there's artists out there who are saying some stuff, even to this day, but they're being blocked up and locked up or shut down when they get too much power, because they understand the power in the word. And if you don't understand the powers in your words, and you're not taking the responsibility for things coming out of your mouth, then you are an agent on their squad. I'm an agent killer, by the way.
No, that's right. For real.
Just so we're clear.
For real. Oh, that's real. Oh, man. Real. Nah, that's the time we in, because at the end of the day, it's like we get to see the fullness of how things was really set. You know what I mean? And like it was order. You know? And that's the thing, people forgot order, you know? Yeah, so we get back to what's real again. Our order was already set before it was a law. See, now it's law before, then order.
Facts.
You know? So they following the laws, but they didn't have no order. But once you got the order, which is already set from creation, you gotta change the order. It's already set already. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta follow the order.
Follow the order.
You know what I'm saying? And the order becomes the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah.
Y'all know you're in a dysfunctional situation, right? Is you're functioning dysfunctionally. Because the system is set up for you to be dysfunctional, so that they can create the chaos, so they can control the order. That is already in order that you don't have to do. When you stop doing what they tell you to do, and you start listening to what you know internally you're supposed to do, truthfully, you know what I mean? And don't ignore the elders when they're talking to you, because you're mad because your ego is saying, oh, you can't talk to me, like, who is you? It's the person who lived a life longer than you did. You know what I'm saying? And the elders who are here to fight. I had a young brother tell me one time that the difference between the young folk now and the young folk then is that they don't have no more fight in them. They just trying to cope. That's why they popping the pills, because they think they saw the fight getting killed and getting squashed. But we saw our freedom fighters being killed firsthand, you know what I'm saying, shot up with drugs to get them hooked on things, to shut that whole thing down. And we fought even harder. You know what I'm saying? In the 60s and the 70s, this was happening. So when you got to the 80s, you know what I'm saying, and the early 90s, we was coming like, now we got to the 2000s and the 2020s, and y'all act like you ain't got no fight left in you?
No,
Come on, man.
Don't work like that.
We still alive, so we still fighting.
Same
You know what I
way,
mean?
yes,
And that's what it is. And if you got that fight in you, you know what I'm saying, then you're gonna be the one who really comes out of this, not unscathed, but you're gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's about. And even if you don't come out of it alive, you're setting a tone for your children and your grandchildren and their children to come up. And like you said, hold us up. That's what we do, man.
And that's how we gonna win, though, because the fight we fighting is a fight to stay unified.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not fighting to divide ourselves. We're fighting to unify ourselves. You know what I'm saying? From generations to generations to generation. You know what I'm saying? Our fight is for our land. Our fight is for our people. It's not a fight against one another.
Nope.
We have no physical fight against one another. Our fight is for our people. You know what I'm saying? Our fight is for the liberation of our people. You know? Our fight is for the reparations of our people. You understand? You know, because this is really what it's really about when it all boils down to it. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to defend these things? You know what I'm saying? If it's not us. You know what I'm saying? That generation who knows that we ain't got to put a mask on our face and be silent this time. We still defending and saying the same things we're going to be saying and defending what we've been defending. Right? You know what I mean? So we the same generation that knows when we put our fists in the air what that really represent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That whole fist was a unity of all coming together as one.
Strength and
You
power.
understand? Yes.
Coming together is more powerful as a fist.
As a fist. You know, we know these things because we uphold still ancient proverbs. Even those things did. You know what I'm saying? Because as men, that's what we have to live by, proverbs too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to. You know what I'm saying? So these proverbs is what's really keeping us always knowing ourselves, you know what I'm saying, and aligning ourselves with what's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's always been there. But they take these things away. You know what I'm saying?
That order.
That
Take away that order.
that order, you know what I'm saying, and give them the law. So now you're following these laws, but you forget the order, which was already set, which is man, woman, and child. That order has already been set. From everything upon this earth, that order has already been set. Everything that fly in the air, everything that's in the sea, everything that creepeth upon the land, that order has already been set. No law needed.
Facts.
Huh? Yes, indeed. No law needed. You know what I mean? For anything to really stop at that point. Yes, indeed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything knew how it should naturally flow in its natural formation. You know what I mean? They want to stop that from naturally flowing. You know what I'm saying? So as I and I in this time, as black men, as leaders still, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we are right now. You know what I mean? We are the leaders actually of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day is we can't wait for someone to come do it for us.
Nope.
We here to do it for our generations to come. You know what I'm saying? So we have no choice but to unify. You see what I'm saying? Because we know what that's about. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? And the youth need to know that's the focus. Because if you check right now, this is the most time you've had these weapons in their hand.
Yeah.
This is the most time this youth had these much weapons in their hand. You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't make them, they don't fly them, they don't ship them, but they got them. Where they get them
So, alright, B. Right?
And they on drugs.
Now,
And they in the fast car.
which is, if you look at history, and you study history, his story, our story,
Our story.
you know what I'm saying? Many different stories. They've always used the youth at this age and put them in armies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they have always drugged up the youth and sent them in villages to slaughter the village for something. You feeling what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, at this age, once again, if you go back to the orders we used to have, many of our cultures and communities had rites of passage for these youth, letting them know that, as you stated, you're old enough now to drop this seed, you are a man. You're going to be a man much longer than you are a boy, a child. That manhood could start, and that womanhood, 12, 13, 14.
Yes, sir.
True. Bottom line.
So now, one of the things we need to stop doing is calling them little boys. These is young men now.
Right. For
Who
real.
need to be talked to and respected as such. But some keep coming at them, these little boys out here, these water boys out here.
Yes,
These little boys, hell nah, these grown ass men.
Yeah.
True.
They do more as man.
Young men,
Young men.
growing men.
Yeah.
But once again, because the order has been removed, you know, they got the elders hooked on all kind of drugs, so many different complications.
True.
A lot of these young men growing up misdirected, misguided, as you stated, dysfunctional. So now we got to get back to the community functions.
Yeah.
Get them back on the functioning path.
Right. I
You
look
know
at
what
that.
I'm
I look at that because we gotta step to them more or less as they big brothers because and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing is that in order for them to really learn something, they're gonna have to come out of their circle. They're gonna have to learn something from the next generation up above them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to staying in their circle, doing the same thing that all of them are doing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to step out of that. Because once you're in that, they're never able to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, when we grew up, we hung around older people. Facts, right? We sit around and listen to what the older people had to say.
But a lot of times,
Like facts, that's what we did. We literally had to sit down and just really learn something, how things go from older people, because we knew we didn't know nothing ourselves.
but also,
Right?
these older people used to say, listen here, young blood, don't be out there in the street trying to sell no damn drugs. Listen here, young blood, don't be out there doing no wild shit, trying to rob. Don't be out there. You understand what I'm saying?
True sound.
Listen, young blood, read you a book.
Don't be like us.
You feel what I'm saying? Listen, young blood, don't be like us.
Just don't be like us.
Be better than us. Get farther than us. Make a change. Make a difference. Now, you got these elders, like they say, misery, love, company. So, what we have to do, once again, we have to lead by example. What I mean by that is, I see so many of our peers being influenced by the youth.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, that's deep.
once again, now, I don't have nothing against the youth because wisdom is ageless. These some smart young men and women. We can learn from one another. If we are to be influenced by them, let it be positive.
I know that's right. That's true.
You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
that's
Make
true.
a correction on the negative.
But
For real.
right, we have a lot of elders, as I stated. Lil Yachty dyed his hair. I ain't got nothing against Yachty. Dyed his hair fuchsia. Men my age going out dyeing their hair fuchsia. Why though? That's my point. Like, why?
Right. Right.
Like, did it increase in any type? Did it give you a superpower? Like, what did?
Yeah. What's it about?
But now, once again, so they have to see us doing something different
Right.
from what the others are doing, and it has to be consistent. They have to see our pattern for a while. Like Ross, everybody know you solidify because that's you.
True. Yep. Yes, indeed. All the world. Yep.
You
Indeed.
feel what I'm saying? And that's been you for years.
I
So
understand.
I'm quite sure a youth might have questioned you. You probably got a lot of people who come in to get that knowledge.
Truth and right. Yes, sir.
You feel what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. For real.
So until we consistently show them a difference, and before you can take away anything, you got to be able. You better have a replacement that's just as powerful.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, "Hey, y'all stop doing this."
Right.
You got to say, "Hey, stop doing this," because going back to that reasoning, you got to show the reasoning and the understanding, and then you have to say, "And we can replace it with this
True.
and build on this."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all out there selling your little water, just like Nipsey Hussle said. They out there trying to sell T-shirts. Cops busted them every day and said, if you want to sell your shirts, go get a business license, open up a storefront. Now you can sell your drinks. Now you can sell your... You understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
So let them know, because they have the business mind, but they just need that guidance.
That's true.
You feel what I'm saying? So we can come up out this low vibration.
Fact.
Oh, for sure. We have to.
One of the reasons why they're even dealing with them is because scientifically, genetically, the mind of a person doesn't really finish developing till you're 32, 35 years old. You know what I'm saying? And in ancient Kemet schools, you had to be 45, damn near 50 before you got out of probation. Understand? That's probation. You had to, and you started at 3. You got out at 45. You had to put that time in. You know what I'm saying? And so now some of the elders who didn't get that rites of passage over here that we years ago, didn't stay solidified in the fight because they seen people or whatever fear they're dealing with, whatever they're dealing with. You know what I mean? They don't have that consistency to show them any consistency. They done switched up and moved up around so much that these youth are following what they thought they saw them do. Well, you switched up for the money. Who cares who writes the rhymes? I write the check. Oh, I care, and you should care, because that's intellectual property. You own that. And now you mean, and what are you saying? Because there's no responsibility in what you're saying if you're saying something else, somebody else's rhymes. If it didn't come from your mind not developed, and in the midst of your developing mind, if somebody has a more developed program to infuse while you're developing, you're going to end up doing what they did, which is what that rites of passage is about. We understood, okay, you're at that point right now where you need some sort of guidance for the rest of your life. Right. And you have to be kind of tested. I read a book once called Of Water and Spirit.
Oh, man.
And
that book is deep.
It's deep, and it's a true story.
The initiation of the African shaman.
Woo!
And you haven't read that? You read that, Rob?
Nah, I haven't read that one.
Read
the book.
Read that, Joe.
Yeah, if you can get it, because it's kind of out of print.
Okay.
If you can get it, it's ridiculous. And the premise is, it was a young African boy who was taken out of his village.
By the Catholics.
Yeah, by the Catholics. Raised with them till he's like 15, 16, past the time when he was supposed to have his...
They stripped his language.
Yeah. He went back.
Wow.
he had to take his rites of passage and almost didn't make it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a serious situation.
Right on.
And it was and what other people would call magic, it was an understanding of different dimensions and how to do this, that, and the third.
Okay.
But the village recognized that he had abilities, but he couldn't do his abilities there.
Right.
And I don't even spoil the book.
So check it. Nah, Joe, of course, you can't spoil the book.
Facts.
For one. You could reread it and get a new meaning, a new lesson. But, right, when he first came back to the village, he said the elders looked at him like, yo, what you doing back here now? You a white man. Meaning, as he stated, they stole him from his village when he was 3 to 4 years old. Taught him till he was 16. Stripped his native tongue. What they would do, what these Catholic priests would do for these African boys to forget their native tongue, they would take a decomposed goat head and hang it around their neck. So whoever was taught speaking their native language, whether they were saying their name, their brother name, their sister name, anything in their tongue, they had to wear this decomposed goat head. He said nobody wanted to wear that. Who the hell want a rotten goat head hanging around their neck? So it also taught them to be tricksters amongst their brothers. Now I gotta trick you to say your name. Now I gotta trick you to say your. So now I'm thinking of ways to trick my brother at all times so I could get this off my neck. So it taught us to trick one another, stole the language. So when he got back home, that's why they said, what you doing back here? You're a white man now. Because you have his train of thought. You've been to his school. They dead prayers tell you. They schools ain't teach us shit.
It's true. Hard.
If you have been indoctrinated in their system, I don't care how many degrees you have, you ain't got 360 degrees of knowledge.
Yeah.
You learn about that in hip hop too.
But
I'm just saying,
that's real.
not knocking anybody for what they know or do not know. But if you go through their system, you're just letting them know that you're good at following their instructions and directions to a T. Like, I ain't about to ask too much of your shit. So anyway, he get back to his country, get back to his homeland, his village, and they realize, well, we gonna accept you because you are one of us. But every man in this village go through a rites of passage.
Everyone, yes indeed. Had to.
His young cousin, 12, 13, he used to marvel at him like, damn, he's more of a man than I am. But he wasn't taken away. He was still in the village. They were still teaching him the ways. He was still in order. You understand what I'm saying?
No doubt, he still was in order.
He was still in order.
Okay.
So now he had to teach his cousin, who was 7, 8 years older, how to be one of us.
Right.
Now, Ross, check this out. That book right there is what led me to ayahuasca. That book right there led me to other herbal medicines because of the stories he shared. It was a 30-day initiation. A 30-day rites of passage. They were only allowed to share 3 stories out of them 30 days. Those 3 stories were so mystical and so magical. And you know what I'm saying? They might have drunk a little medicine.
Okay.
I had to go find me a medicine man and get me some medicine, bro, because I knew there was more shit out there.
True. I see.
You feel what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Once again, if you get on the right medicine, natural medicine, find the right combination for you, you won't need all these pills. You won't need all these false safety nets.
True.
It's going to open you up. It's going to free you up. It's going to get you back in tune to your true divine self and your ancestors. Because you are your ancestors. All them voices you hearing in your head, some of them are your ancestors, which is just other sides of you. But some is that bullshit that they taught you. You learn how to distinguish the two.
True.
and recognize your true voice.
You got to.
And when you hear your true voice, you ain't gonna be confused. You ain't gonna be out here mad in the streets. You ain't gonna be mad with yourself, mad at the world.
I see what you're saying, no
You
doubt.
feel me?
Yeah.
But that book right there, yo, of Water and Spirit, Initiation of an African Shaman. This book's serious, bro.
That's it, dude.
Remember that.
Serious. Once again, so many different things we could do. You feel me? Even from the food and drinks that you serve us to help raise your vibration.
Truly, it's the key. That's the key.
You know what I'm saying? So many different things we can do to help get us out of this lower vibration. Yes, it is the lowest we've been at if you study. But at the same time, what goes down gotta come back up.
And I'm not even worried about how low we are right now. I don't have no worries. All I know is it's an open canvas to make sure, and I'm gonna do my job. I know they're gonna do their job. They're already doing their job. That's why we're here right now. So, I mean, it's your responsibility to handle that for yourself and your family, your culture, the universe, knowing the Most High Creator of all things great and small is first and foremost in you in the first place. Bring that full circle, 360 degrees, like you were saying.
Exactly. No doubt. What you said, bro?
Nah, man, great show, man. Thanks for coming through.
Nah, thank you for having me come through.
Man,
Man, like I said,
that's indeed. Appreciate
I'm
you,
a
bro.
fan of the show. You ain't a fan of the
Okay,
show. What's
King.
wrong with y'all?
No question.
Where you at? You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
I'm shaving you right now.
Appreciate
You know
you,
what I'm saying?
always, King. No doubt.
I deal with you.
And why are we here?
Oh,
Think champs.
No. Why are we really here
Oh,
tonight?
Malik
Kalam,
Kalam.
salute,
King
cheese and crack.
Bullion, No
Yes,
Face
indeed.
Nelson.
So
Yes,
man's
sir.
name.
You understand
You know
what
what
I'm
I mean?
saying?
Invoke that.
Kill I am.
Indeed. Yo, that was one of the realest brothers I ever met. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to the music, because once again, if you had music, he was a fan of music, meaning
Truly.
he did not see any other artist as competition.
Facts.
Right? If you had good music and he could appreciate your music, he would rock to your music.
True.
Right? So there's not too many brothers who was ever on the radio like that, without the payola, without the who you know, without the what's in it for me.
That's real.
And the music he played was always conscious, message in the music, uncensored for reasoning. You know what I'm
Listen
saying?
to it. It's true. It's true.
Always. Rough, rugged, and raw, outlaw radio.
And he had also Matulu Shakur on there.
Yo, look.
He had an episode.
Yeah. He used to call. He used to call from the pen. Like, yo, he was always talk about free the land. You feel me? Always talk about free the man. He was definitely for black people first, race first, but he was for all people. You know
He was
what I'm
had
saying?
Mami on there too.
You feel me? All people love
Yeah,
him.
Mami
Yo,
on
all
there
people
too.
love him. Yeah.
Yeah, Mami on there as well. So we looking at this is a time. You understand? We know that our strongest black men and women has been locked down. You know what I'm saying? All of them. You know what I'm saying? From any of our prophets you see that we really look up to have been locked down before. For standing up for,
Silence.
you know what I'm saying, what's right. Just for standing up for what's right. We ain't even talking about being a criminal or none of that.
Nah, just speaking truth.
Right? Just speaking truth alone. We know, you know what I'm saying, but they don't want us to know. You know what I'm saying? But we know that most of our strongest black brothers and sisters have been locked down. And it's still locked down. You understand? For things they didn't even do.
Free
They call them
Jamia
political prisoners, right? Exactly. So we got so many political prisoners, you know what I'm saying, like Mamiya right now. You know what I'm saying? Since a youth he's been locked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For just speaking truth. You know what I mean?
Out of Pennsylvania.
Yes, he is. I mean, the whole move aspect. I was in PA during that entire time, growing up, watching it happen, hearing the stories for real, and seeing stories on the news that did not coincide with what was being told to me about what's really going down. So, yeah, I watched all of that happen. You know what I mean? And so I've never trusted the situation. My father raised me, named me, my mother and father named me Sundiata Mansamusa from the door. You know what I mean? And said, all right, don't take none of that. You know what I mean? You know what you got to do. So I've been on my warrior thing for as long as I remember. The first time I heard Public Enemy, I knew what I was supposed to be doing after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's just us defending us, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we really here to do. That's why I said the power is in our numbers. Really and truly, a unity is all they trying to stop, you know?
That's it.
When we get to the real reality of everything, it's really all about the unity.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right? I know that, right? It's all the unity, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing that they want to keep out the equation. Is the unity of the people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. So we gonna seal this one up, but we gotta definitely spin that track that y'all did with Malik, though. You know what I'm saying? That's gotta spin out. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go out to that one because that joint is fire, man. You know what I'm saying?
What?
The one when
Blockers joint?
shoot first.
Oh,
Shoot first.
Yeah.
Legs, huh? You got it?
Yes, indeed. It's gonna go. It's gonna. No, I got it. I'm gonna put it on.
First.
It's gonna go into it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go out to it. Yeah. So anyhow,
I got the second verse on that, John.
You already know.
Happy to be on it.
This here episode is livicated in the power and the peace and the tranquility of our brother Malik Killiam, man. Yes, indeed. Rest in more power and more peace and more love, King, because that's what it's all about. And keep that fire blazing hot. Yes, sir. One perfect love. And you are tuning out to what? The Think Champs. One perfect love.
Now, brother Malik, what does the future look like?
Beautiful, man. Everything was going on. I've been waiting to see this. Just like how I say, I've been wearing this bandana for over 30 years. I've been waiting to see what's happening right now going on. You feel what I'm saying? And collectively, we won't do nothing together collectively. But I hope those that's listening and viewing this that really don't know and take interest in this, because we telling it to you where you can know. You know, like when I ask what kind of freedom you want. You feel what I'm saying? You got two kinds of freedom. That's two kinds that I know. You got freedom, okay? Freedom. And then you got freedom. Well, when you free your mind and you learn what's really going on and you ain't scared of nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? You don't care about their vote. You don't care about their vaccine. You don't care about nothing that they got going on. And just like how you said, if we ask them, all us ask them for our stuff, they not going to tell us no because they scared to death of us for real. Our people the ones that don't know that. They ain't going to tell us no. If they is, they better be ready because that's it. That's it. That's when it go down. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why they got to play and pull these strings like they doing and send another one of us to go pacify this group over here because they know how they moving. They watch the levels of and the energies of different stuff. You feel what I'm saying? They culture vultures. So if they culture vultures, that means they always over you. That's why all these cameras every damn well. That's why they want to see everything we say now. They already been robbing us of our music and you know what I'm saying? Remember Little Richard them say they do a record and Pat Boone them crackers doing their song, Tutti Frutti. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to play this man record.
Yeah, it's true.
On some real. So they been doing this in all aspects, all types of ways to keep us down. And not even just that, they keep us the minority.
Right.
Every time a new minority come, okay? I'm from Miami. When the Cubans came, they were the minority. They put them over us again. Then when the Haitians came down there, they was the minority with the Cubans, right? Then they put the Haitians over us. Everything to keep us black, to keep holding you black, keep holding you black. That's why I ain't coming back. I'm coming black on their ass, because that's what they trying to get rid of. okay? And we was everywhere on this planet of the earth. Africa ain't that goddamn far, okay? When they talking about that dust was coming across the desert, that's what I'm talking about. With these land divides, ain't nothing that far. We covered all of this. That's why I say I'm a new African, and the South is New Africa, okay? Okay? All this eyes, we ain't got to go nowhere because we was everywhere. Why I got to go somewhere when I was everywhere? I had bloodlines on each continent. Okay? I had bloodlines on each continent. I had black Asian, black Chinese blacker than me. I had black Indians blacker than me. I had black Germans blacker than me. So why the hell I got to go anywhere when all this is mine? I'm the first, so they making me last. And the last gonna be first. I believe that if you don't believe nothing else in that damn book. You bet that. You ain't gonna keep praying on me and talking about you praying for me. Okay? I smite all that. Somebody shall pay and it won't be me, and it ain't got nothing to do with dollars. You can wipe your ass with money. Okay? Quit stealing my gold. Why you hiding my gold? Why you built the Fort Knox? Why you got my diamonds and why y'all the only ones who can move them? If this ain't worth nothing, you want to tell me the dollar bill worth more than any of these things that come from the earth, from the Most High? Y'all done lost y'all damn minds for anybody who believes that. That's what I'm talking about. I be passionate about this right here. If I had a whole bunch of them like me, I'd get rid of all of them. I'd be setting the fire to Babylon while it's burning down. I had a torch and walk right up to it. Fire!
Burn it down.
Fire!
Red thunderbolts, yeah man.
Telling you.
Lava pit, man.
Tired of playing with these people.
Yeah, man.
How you ain't finna be bullying me, and you can't bully me in real life.
I know that's right.
I'll run in the ghetto and shoot you down for $20. And the white man has stepped on you 20 damn times. Plus. And you ain't do nothing. Now my mama looking at me for $200. And y'all talking about those drugs and y'all was balling. Y'all crawling. Y'all better get your frequencies up, get your chakras up, get whatever up you need to get up. Because y'all down like hell right now. I'm done.